Hey everybody, Mobile Gamers Unite. I just got like some simple Guild War going in the background, and I figured we could take a little bit of time to talk about the limited banner dilemma that I'm seeing a lot of players going through right now. Because in Langrisser land, we just got our very first limited banner. Okay? Now, limited banners have their own rules. Alright, we don't know if these characters are ever coming back. We don't know how that's going to play out. And in this game in particular, in Langrisser, we don't have a Chinese server to look at that's like a year ahead of us. So we really don't know if things are coming back or if not. On games like Brave Exvius, the Asian server was a whole year ahead. So you could always go over there and you could look and you could say, okay, well, they'll bring these guys back, and this, and they'll be on a banner like this. We just don't have that luxury with this game, okay? And there's probably quite a few new gacha players that just started playing this. This is a grid-based strategy game that's a gacha. As far as I'm concerned, it's like one of the only good ones that I've managed to find. So I can see how there would be new players that are new to a gacha system that have started playing this game just because they like grid-based strategies and they got sucked into the world of Langrisser. And now they're having this dilemma with these limited banners, and people just don't know what to do because, especially if you're new to a gacha system, it can be very frustrating. Okay, we'll say that's like the least of it. It can be very frustrating when there's a limited banner and you don't know if it's ever going to come back. You threw 200 tickets on it and you didn't manage to get a limited character. So what can you do, to prepare yourself for these limited banners? How do you handle this? Okay, now as somebody that's been playing gachas for a while, and I've played Brave Exvius. It's a pretty notorious gacha system. I gotta say, as far as limited banners go, alright, you can either go one way or another. Sure, there's an in-between, and we'll talk about that. But typically, what happens is, either you are all about limited banners, or you're not, okay? And typically, what you're gonna do is people either ignore limited banners altogether, or in my case, like on Brave Exvius, limited banners were the only thing that I pulled on. And I managed to get every character in the game because anytime I would pull an off-banner character on a limited banner, it would be a character that I probably didn't have because I never pulled on that character's banner. I would save all my pulls and just do them on the limited banners. And I would get all the limited characters because, truth be told, they want to give you some incentive to pull on limited banners. I'm going to just go ahead and say it. Limited characters tend to be a little bit stronger, than normal characters. Okay, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. They're going to make them like that because that way people have more incentive to pull on them. And that's why I was really concerned about Langrisser. I wanted to see how these limited characters are. Now that I have them and I've seen them, they're not extremely OP. These characters are not breaking the game, alright? I mean, for some people they might be breaking the bank, but they're not breaking the game. That's the important thing here. Is if you don't want to pull on any of these limited characters, you can be totally fine. Which is why it doesn't surprise me that, the limited characters that they just dropped are, well, you can argue that they're very PvP-ish, okay? And that's because PvP is not necessarily a necessity in this game. All right, you can have plenty of fun without having the strongest PvP team in the world. Some people just don't even play PvP. And I've heard a lot of people, I'm not going to pull on this limited banner because they're just PvP characters anyway. They're not. They can be used for PvE. I've been doing that and I've been having a lot of fun, and it's a different kind of playstyle just because of some of the moves that they have and the mechanics. They hit people in a straight line and all sorts of fun stuff. So there's one way to go about it. You can either just completely ignore limited units, okay? Especially in this game right now because we don't know if they actually are going to come back. Or you can go the other way and you can just pretty much just pull unlimited banners. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing in Langrisser now because, well, I have most of the characters anyway, but from my experience with Brave Exvius, anything that I don't pick up, I'll get from a limited banner when I get, at least that way, if you're pulling on a limited banner and you get an off-banner unit, you can still be excited because it can still be a new unit that you don't have. That's the way I look at it. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be doing. I'm just going to save all my resources. That way when a limited banner drops, I know I'll be able to get them, and if I pull some off banners along the way, chances are that it'll be a new character for me, so that'll still be cool. That's personally what I'm going to do. Other people out there, I've already heard, they're not going to pull for anything limited. And then there's people that are just in between, that are just like, okay, if I see a cool character that I like, I'm going to pull on it, whether it's limited or not. And I could also see that working for you too. Go for it. If you see a character that you want, pull for it, okay? And for all sorts of reasons. There's people that pull for characters because they think they look cool. There are people that rate characters only on functionality and power level, and they pull for those, And then there's people that are just in between, always. So that's my take on the limited banner and the limited system so far, and it's kind of what we have to look forward to. As the game progresses and we see what they're really doing with limited characters, are they bringing them back? I'm already seeing that they're strong, okay? And obviously they're going to be strong. Like I said, the rule of thumb is limited characters are typically going to be stronger than non-limited characters, okay? They got to give you some incentive to pull. This other game company that made Trails in the Skies, they get a cut of the profit from, the sales from this. If we make weak-ass characters for this game and nobody wants to pull on them, what's the point of doing the collab? For that company, nothing. They're not going to make any money, and it's kind of going to cheapen their characters and their image. So it's in their best interest to have characters as strong as possible, So that's kind of where we're at. We really don't know, all right? Nobody freak out yet. Again, we do have the second round of limited characters coming mid to end of July. I'm excited about that because that'll give us a better idea of, how these limited characters, because right now they've given us some assassin characters and stuff like that. There's a Lancer. She's really awesome. But I want to see how these other classes of limited characters are that are coming out. So I'm excited for that. And hopefully I'll be able to get them on my main. On my alt account, I really don't care. This alt account that I have is just completely done because there's no reason for me. I mean, I'm sure if I have some resources or whatever, I'll throw them. I'll throw them at a limited banner just on the off chance of pulling a limited character. Cool. But as far as my roster goes on my alt account, it's done. I have more than enough characters to work on. I just need to start working on getting them gear. The important thing in this game is just to have the type of characters that you want for the type of gaming experience that you want. If you want to beat this game with a bunch of assassins, try to pull assassin characters. It's whatever type of gameplay is most fun to you. This is like a chess game where they let you customize your chess set. You want to bring a bunch of rooks, bring as many rooks as you want, all right? Might not be the best suggestion, but you guys get the idea. So that's the whole limited thing in this game. We really don't know exactly where they're taking it. We can't look at the Asian server and know if they're coming back. Don't freak out, all right? And, just kind of make up your mind on what you want to do about limited characters. Either ignore them or go balls to the wall and try to get them. And if you pull some dupes along the way, maybe they're characters that, well, not dupes. If you pull some off banners along the way, maybe they're characters that you don't have yet. That's probably what I'm going to be doing. So, that's where we're at, boys and girls. So I'm going to have some different content coming later. We're going to be talking about Zarita. And we're going to be talking about Joshua. Alright, and I think that's a very interesting topic because Zarita's definitely one of the best rogues in the game, hands down. And we're going to be looking at Joshua. How does he stack up? He is a limited rogue, so you know, he should have somewhat of a power boost. So we're going to see, you know, which one, and it's going to be opinionated, of course, which one's better for this, which one's better for that. And we'll cover that later. But I wanted to put something out for, you know, potentially new gacha players that are just dealing with this whole limited banner thing for the very first time. Don't panic, just think it through. Alright, and don't think that these characters are going to be gone forever. I personally don't think that. Alright, I know a lot of people on Reddit are freaking out over it. And this is what the game company wants you to do. They want you to freak out over these characters never coming back because, well, then you'll go spend $50 on the game to try to pull them right meow. Okay, so mobile gamers unite. Everybody chill. Everybody be cool. Everything's gravy. Okay? And remember, it's just a game, and have fun, right? So enjoy your day, enjoy the grind, all right? And look forward to these other characters that they're going to be giving us. And as far as a sneak peek goes about our little discussion about Joshua and Zarita, I could tell you right now, as far as aesthetics go, you know, as far as the look of the character, or who's got the better sprite, yeah, I'm gonna go with Zarita all day. She looks badass. Okay, she's dragging around a big ass blade. She's got chains. She just looks cool as hell. She looks a lot cooler than Joshua. So there's 1 point for Zarita already. They can always come out with skins, of course, and maybe they'll do something cool with Joshua. That's the other question: is if they're limited characters, like, are we allowed to get different skins for them later? Is that gonna, you know, or are we just kind of like, are we stuck with the flavor of pudding that we got? Who effing knows? Not me. I'm not gonna pretend to, but in the cosmetic department, I can tell you right now, Zarita's definitely got that point going for her. But we still got to talk about performance and gameplay and all that good stuff. So that'll be another video. You guys have a good day. I hope this helped anybody out that's new to gachas and is just experiencing the whole limited nightmare for the very first time. Don't lose any sleep over it, okay? Relax. It's gonna be all good, all right? You guys have a good day. Vlad's one click away. Peace.